Hi everyone, it's Shannon and welcome to today's video. So today's video, I can honestly say, not excited to do because I am going to be talking about the Uncharted Adventure on the Disney Wish. And I kind of touched on this during the video when we were actually doing it on the ship. But I've got a lot of thoughts, and I even went back to the press release that Disney Cruise Line or Disney Parks posted on their blog. And yeah, I have some thoughts. So I'm going to start with what Disney Parks blog posted on August. It was August 19th, 2021. And it said, unlock hidden magic, Disney's wish to debut first of its kind interactive experience, Disney's Uncharted Adventure. And then it talks about with a Disney Wish reservation, you'll be able to unlock Disney Uncharted Adventure on the Disney Parks app, which transforms your mobile device into an enchanted spyglass, a tool that allows you to set for adventure, solve puzzles, conquer quests, and ultimately save the day. Before the ship sets sail, Captain Minnie Mouse and Mickey Mouse will help you prepare for the journey ahead by highlighting the important role of the night sky in seafaring. Had nothing to do with the night sky. Particularly the ever-shining wishing star. Okay, the wishing star is kind of what it's about. Once on board, you will use your spyglass, which is your phone. You will use your spyglass to reveal never before seen views of the stars above. No, it had nothing to do with the stars. And where enchanted constellations take shape as recognizable icons from the Disney and Pixar stories. No. When the wishing star suddenly bursts and shatters, that happens, but it's not that exciting. You'll watch as pieces are scattered across the sky, each landing in off. Yeah, okay. So basically, there's four different like challenges. There's Moana, Tiana, Tinkerbell, or Peter Pan, and then I guess the Nemo and Friends was the other one. So there was four. So that was basically there's the wishing star. It's four pieces. It breaks off, and you go on challenges, which was okay. But so here are my major cons with the whole thing. Okay, so when you start off in your stateroom and you have to do your avatar, right? So you create an avatar, and then Ray and Ryder created their own avatars, and then they created one for me. But then when we were playing, we really could only use one because we only had one phone. And you had to have separate phones if you wanted to use different ones. So that just was stupid. Like stupid. Why? Like my 6-year-old's not gonna have a phone. Like seriously, just stupid. Now, if there was a way to do it with all three, it wasn't clear, and it wasn't. I tried, and it didn't seem like there was a way. Maybe there's a way, and maybe I didn't figure it out. But if it was too complicated, and that right there is a fail. Secondly, where are we using our phones? Stop with the phones, Disney. Stop with the phones. Like, I'm sick of it. I have to use it for Disney Plus. I have to use it for Lightning Lane. I have to use it to open my freaking hotel room door. I have to use it for everything. I work on my phone. I work from home. I use my phone all day long. I don't want to be on my phone. I don't want to be on my phone like all day long. And not only is it you have to use your phone to get from one place, you use your phone like your phone is the controller. Like, so when you're playing the games, it's the controller. And I had to use an external battery. Like we ended up doing the whole thing. It took about 2 hours. I had to plug in an external battery. We started the game with a full battery, and I got to 25% and had to use an external battery. You can't. And my phone has got a pretty good battery, but I had to use an external battery because it was burning through it. It burns through your battery like super fast. So if you're going to want to do it, which we were going to do it, you have to have an external battery. Like you just have to. So just be prepared that if you plan on sitting, going through the whole thing, you got to have an external battery. But again, Disney, stop with the phones. Stop. Like I understand it's technology. It's great. It's fantastic. But just stop. Okay, the next thing that is a con. So when we did Midship Detective in September on the Disney Dream, basically you're given a map. There's a map, and you can go to different levels, and so there was every other every odd floor was on the aft, and then every even floor was the forward. And it was just different like stations, but you got to choose. Like you couldn't repeat, but you got to choose where you went next. So we went from 11 to 9 to 7, and we just stayed on the aft. It was very easy that way, right? Because we just kind of, we were moving, but we didn't have to cross the ship. We didn't have to get in an elevator. We could, take the stairs because it was only 2 flights. Even if we were going up, it was only 2 flights. This one sends you places, right? And it purposely sends you across the ship. So you'll be 2 forward, and you got to go to 12 aft. And then you got to go to 4 forward. And then you got to go to 10 aft. And then it's back and forth and back and forth all freaking the time. It's just ridiculous. Like, it's just, I can't explain how ridiculous. And the elevators aren't the fastest, right? And I'll take a couple flight of stairs, but when you're going from 12 to 2, or, even down, but 2 to 12, it's a lot of stairs. And I have my son is almost 7. That's a lot of stairs. It's a lot of stairs for me, and I'm 46. Like, it was just ridiculous. So that was one of the things where maybe, why do you have to do the back and forth? Like, or choose, like, there's a couple things that are, there's some special ones. There's the one in the Inside Out, bakery place. And then there's one for Hook's Barbery, which is really cool. So those are kind of special places. But for the most part, they're like a screen, and I saw, we were waiting. There was a couple times where we had to wait, and they were doing a completely different game. So it's kind of like the same thing with Midship Detective, where, it would just kind of go with what you were doing. So I didn't like that you didn't get to choose where you went. And then the program that they did, they purposely had you kind of like going across. And it just was pointless. It was pointless. Now, when this was announced that it was going to be released in September, it did say that it was in testing mode, in beta mode. I don't know. I couldn't find out. I think it is still in beta mode. So this next part, I kind of understand if it's still in beta mode, but it was glitching all the time. Like, it was glitching all the time. Like, it was really, really hard. Like, the game was like, you had to do this and you had to do this. And then there was one time where I matched up the spyglass and I did it, and then it didn't connect. So it did the whole game, which was 5 minutes long. And we had to sit there waiting for the whole game to happen because we couldn't play. And since it didn't connect to the phone, it sent us to the next level, which was 10 decks away and this other side of the ship. And then we had to repeat what we just watched. It was just ridiculous because it didn't connect. So it didn't show that we'd completed it, even though we didn't really complete it. But we sat there, we watched the game, we just couldn't do it. So that was the worst. But there was a couple times where it glitched, it wouldn't connect. And I was watching other people doing the game. We weren't the only people doing it. We watched other people, and everybody was just like, oh my God, this is freaking ridiculous. Like, nobody was doing it having a good time. People were doing it and constantly getting frustrated. And that was just like, this isn't fun. It's just not fun. Okay, so now for the actual games itself, I don't know what age they were gearing towards. We saw all different ages playing it. We saw adults, we saw teenagers, we saw families like with the same age as our son. Our son is 6, almost 7. The games were too complicated for him. Like, you don't have enough time to kind of figure it out. It's like, do this, and this is what you have to do. And then it doesn't really work really well. So I ended up being the one playing because there's a score and you're trying to get your score. So we thought the score mattered. So my son was just like, he just couldn't figure it out. So he was just like, Mommy, do it. And then we went around, and he enjoyed going around and doing it. But it wasn't like the Midship Detective where he felt like he was solving the problem. This, he just kind of felt like he was along for the ride. And it wasn't I mean, if you ask him, he enjoyed Midship Detective so much more. Now, again, I don't know what the target audience was, but I mean, my son's 6, I'm 46, and neither of us really enjoyed it. And again, like, so with the games, they were just, like, they were video games. They weren't, it just didn't, it really just sat, it felt pointless. With Midship Detective, like, you were trying to solve a clue. Like, you had to kind of think, like, which character it was and what was it, and you had to remember, like a code, and there was a lot of thinking involved. This was just, it was just a video game, and it was stupid because you had to do this a lot, and it just didn't make sense. So I don't know, like, I really, like, the technology I think was there. Like, there was a couple cool ones. The thing with the Inside Out and the balls, which we ended up doing twice. I don't know why, but we ended up doing that one twice. And then the one at Hooks Barbary was really cool. Like, that one was really cool. But then the ones that were the screens were just, honestly, they were just stupid. Okay, so then there was an event at 5:30 on the last day. And we started doing this on the last afternoon. My son really wanted to do it. We had talked about it. So we made a point that we were going to finish it because there was a score. And so we thought, okay, the score is going to matter because we're going to go to this event and they're going to, like, say, like, okay, this person finished it and this person came in first, or this person. And we wanted him to do well. We wanted him to feel like he, you know, he likes to see his name. You know, he's 6. And it was just, we thought, okay, so we're going to finish it. Like, we're going to finish it. And we were determined. And plus it was me, like, okay, we set it out, we're going to finish it. And then we get to the event and it had nothing, absolutely nothing to do with the game. Zero. Like, nothing. Had, like, you could have, all you had to do was create your avatar and then check in for the event. Everything that they did was at the event. So you had to, like, swirl and do, like, a wave, and then you had to, like, sing into your phone or sing into your spyglass. And there was a couple other things that, like, things that we did, and those were the ones that they, you know, put your name on the thing. So my son was very excited to see his avatar up there, and he was like team player, and he said he was the loudest. And you can even see where he was telling the when we checked him in to the kids club right after, he was telling the person at the check-in desk, like, I was this, I was that. He was very, very excited. So I'll put that in right now.
I was one of the loud and proud ones. Yeah. I was the last one on the loud and proud chart. That means I was the best loud and proud one.
Nice. And you also did the other ones, right? The team player.
Ball of fire.
Ball of fire.
Whoa. I didn't get to with spinner though. That's the only one I didn't get to.
That's awesome.
So he was very excited to, you know, have seen his name. But again, had nothing to do with the game. So I really don't understand that event with the game. So the event was fun. Ryder really enjoyed it. He really, really enjoyed it. Now I want to say there was maybe 10 people there. Maybe 10 people there. Very full ship. I think there was 3,200 people on the ship, but there was like 10 people there. It didn't correlate. Like, it just, you didn't have to do the game. And then people that did the game didn't go to the event. And then we went to, and then I don't know the other people there. I mean, it was like us and another group. That was it. Mickey and Minnie showed up, which was fun. Would have nice to have had a photographer there, had an opportunity, like, kind of a reward to, you know, hey, you showed up, get a picture. There was no opportunity. They came, and that I understand, because if there was a full house, then maybe you couldn't do that. But it again, I don't know why they had the event for the Uncharted Adventure when it didn't correlate to the actual game. Okay, so my advice, if you are going on the Disney Wish and you have a son or daughter who possibly wants to do the Uncharted Adventure, or maybe you want to do it. So my advice to you is the event at the end of on the last day is fun. It's a lot of fun, and the girl, I think Kinley was the person. I don't know if that's her real name, but she was amazing. Like my husband and I were like, she deserves an Oscar because she was performing to like 10 people, but she acted like she was in it. She was amazing. And the show is fun. It's a cute little show. I wish it correlated to the game. So my advice to you is if you're going on the Disney Wish in the near future, do your avatar. Do maybe 1 star. Like pick one. If you like Moana, you like Tiana, whichever character you want, do 1. Don't do all of them. Don't waste your time. And don't even waste your time trying to get a good score because it doesn't matter. It means absolutely nothing, which is ridiculous. Like, why have a score if it doesn't matter? Like, I can understand like not mattering, but then why score? It just, again, so do 1, just create your avatar, go to the event at the end. Don't waste your time with the game. It doesn't work. It's going to be frustrating. And Disney, honestly, big fail on this one. Big fail. Fix it, figure it out, make the event correlate to the game because honestly, you missed the mark. So again, if you like this video, click like, click and subscribe. That way you get a notification every time I post a new video. Bye everyone.